Hello everybody and welcome back. And the party are here. They're in a junction with 3 doors, one to the west, one to the east, and one ahead. Let's have Liz listen at this door to the west. Right, does she hear anything? No, she doesn't hear anything. I think check to the door to the east. Right, no, she doesn't hear anything there. So it's just going to be a toss-up between east or west. And I will do 1 to 3 for west. And they decide to go eastward. And again, that was Sylvia and Malin who didn't get their way. So this door, Liz is going to try and open it silently. And as much as she tries to, it's stuck. It's going to take a bit of a shoulder charge to open that. Normally we use Carrick for this, but Carrick's health is only on 12, so it's up to Donard to roll a 6 with a strength bonus. Right, here he goes. Now he fails the first time, so he has to regroup. And he gets it the second time. Right, between the listening carefully and the shoulder charges, that's 20 minutes have been used up. However, as Donard bashes through the door and the door opens and he just enters the doorway, the door to this room is stuck, will need a charge, add any strength bonuses to the roll, but the ceiling of this room is weak and whoever shoves the door open will be hit by falling stones and timbers. They will take 2d6 damage. If they make a saving throw versus wands, then they only take damage from the lower 1d6 rolled. So Donard bashes this door open and it causes timbers and stones from the ceiling to fall in on him. And he takes 7 points of damage. He can throw a 9 or more as a saving throw to negate. And he fails to. He's down to 39. He hasn't used his dose of the Staff of Healing, and I think he will do. But in the meantime, if the party explore the room, they find broken fragments of large stone basins and rusted ewers. Though it looks like they contained blood rather than water, there's nothing of value in this room. I will do a Staff of Healing on Donard. Great. 4 points. He's up to 43. This was a random empty room that was trapped, and again, when I go through the dungeon building process, you roll for random traps. So they didn't hear anything here. Liz is going to try and open the door silently. She does very well at that, and this room is empty. After Donard recovers and heals himself, and they listen, that's more time gone. Malin is behind Donard and Carrick, holding the lamp. What happens in the lamplight? Dried thin remains of garments lie on the floor of this room. If examined closely, it can be seen that they were once coloured and embroidered with intricate geometric patterns, much like other patterns seen carved onto the walls. Okay, let's pick our way through these garments using the tip of a staff or a spear. If the party wish to spend a turn picking through these old robes, they will find a box. The box opens easily, too easily, as it crumbles to dust. Out of it falls a collection of ornate jewellery, including 5 necklaces. Each has 2 pearls and a geometric carved gold charm. Each is worth 1,100 gold pieces. They are not magical. Right, well that's a lovely stash to have. We're taking that. And that leaves the third and final room towards the north. Liz doesn't hear anything. She opens that door quietly. This room is strewn with broken and crumbling remains of wooden tables and chairs. Rusty forks and plates have been kicked into the corners. These crumble when touched. The wood is dry and will burn well, otherwise the room is empty. So we have a source of dried wood, should we need any. That room also seems derelict. So this leaves nothing for the party to do but either check out here and complete this perimeter, or go back to here and since this corner is close by, they will check out there, moving slowly along the corridors. And they discover there seems to be stairs going downward, but they're blocked by a massive mesh of spiders' webs. Well, for a start, we don't want to go downward, and we don't want to take on any spiders until we've cleared out this level. So let's creep back to here and to listen at this door. And yes, this is the door that Liz listened to before. She heard voices, and sure enough, there still is troglodyte conversation going on. Let's creep back up the corridor a bit and prep ourselves. Right, well, we have some good spells on us. We've got light, which can be cast into someone's eyes. We have protection from fire, though we don't have fireball. Striking, that's definitely going to be used, and that's going to have to be used on Donard. He's going to try and take the brunt of this, so Donard will cast striking upon himself. Malin will cast haste and shield. Invisibility 10 feet is going to be a bit awkward, because if we open the door is going to be seen to be opened with nobody there. But I suppose we could cast it, get them to open the door by shouting, then rush them. Okay, so let's do that in this order. So Donard has striking upon himself, everybody is hasted, Malin has shield, then we cast invisibility 10 feet. The party stand about here, surrounding this junction. Donard is going to take the brunt of it. Carrick is behind him with his sword, and everybody is invisible. Let's call out, shall we, and see if that brings anybody. We don't know if troglodytes speak common. Donard is going to think of an amphibian type insult to lure them out of the doorway. And sure enough, after he curses, one of these troglodyte brutes opens the door, looks around, can't see anything. He comes up to here, and this is where he gets jumped. So he's going to get peppered with arrows. Remember, each of our archers has 2 attacks. So I will do Liz with a short range bonus and her new bow +1. Right, so her THAC0 is, missile THAC0 these days is 13, so she, with her short range bonus or not, she hits armor class 4 with both of those, and she gets 3 onto each, so she does 11 damage. I'll do Maridin, who hits with 1, and he gets 2 onto that. So, yep, that's 1 troglodyte brute killed. And all of a sudden, the rest are alerted. So Donard charges ahead with a rah. With haste on him, he can get 1 attack in. As can Sylvia. It's too tight for line of sight. So Donard is going to charge in. So his movement takes up 1 of his attacks. Actually, no. What Donard is going to do? We have scrolls with hold person on them. So Donard is going to run in, and he is going to cast Hold Person. There are 3 troglodyte brutes and a troglodyte on a throne. Each of them has to make a saving throw at 14 or over, or be held. Right. So I shall do 2 of the troglodyte brutes. 1 saves, 1 doesn't. I shall do the king. And another troglodyte. The green dice is for the king. And both of them save. Right, so 1 of the troglodyte brutes is out of action. He is held. And it's round number 1. We still have several invisible party members, Sylvia and Malin and Carrick. So let's roll for initiative. And we get initiative. Right, people are hasted, so it's going to take 1 round of the haste for the archers to take up position and then shoot. Malin is going to stand behind here. Everybody's going to pick on the 2 remaining troglodyte brutes, which are on Donard. Carrick is going to take up a defensive position to protect Liz should she get attacked, but he's not going to reveal himself yet. So that is movement and intentions. Missile round. Right, Liz is going to take on this one. That's Carrick. That's Maridin and Sylvia. This is Donard in the middle. Right, Liz has 1 attack. and she hits. Oh wow, she's back on form, and that's +3, so immediately one of the brutes is down to 9. Right, the same applies to Maradin and Sylvia. I'll do Maradin as the green dice. And they both... Oh, look at that! Right. Oh wow, okay. Maradin gets 2 onto that. Sylvia gets 3, so that's 11. 12 plus 5 is 17. One of those troglodytes is down to 1 HP. Okay. Spells next. Malin is going to cast Magic Missile on the king on the throne. Right, okay, that's 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. The king is down to 21. Then we have melee. Right, Donard has 2 attacks. He isn't moving, and he is going to take on one of the brutes first to this side. And he hits, and he does 6 damage. It's down to 3. And he will take another swipe at it. He hits armor class 4. That's good enough to kill that troglodyte. There's one left here with 1 hit point, and there's the king. Right, let's read up a little bit. This large chamber, 70 feet by 40 feet, has large doors in the north wall. 4 troglodyte brutes stand guard. The king sits on his throne. He seems to be stewing in his own nauseous gas and enjoying the smells he is making, much to the amusement of the guards. He cries out in alarm when he notices the party enter. The king will join the fight when he realizes his guards are losing. After 2 fall dead, they will all fight to the death. I forgot about Donard's saving throw versus nausea, which he makes. Okay, so the previous attack round pulls up. So it is their go. Right, the king jumps up and Donard is only about 10 feet away, and I do allow a small bit of movement and an attack at 5 to 10 feet. I will do the troglodyte brute that is on Donard. Right, that's a 15. They have a Thaco of 16. That misses. And it has a bite. And that misses, because Donard's AC is -2. And that hits -1. Right, the king is slightly stronger. And yes, he hits for 1 point. And he misses. Round number 2. They get another attempt at that. That's 2 misses. And that's a hit for 6 points. Our cleric is down to 36. That was the troglodyte brute. This is the king, who just misses. And again misses. But all attacks are as before. Missiles. Liz is going to take on the troglodyte king, as that is on her side. She hits with a good 8 points. The troglodyte king is down to 13. Maradin is going to take on the troglodyte that is on Donard with one of his shots. It's got 4 arrows sticking out of it. And with the short range bonus, he misses his second shot. Misses. It's up to Sylvia to miss. And with 1 on that, she hits armor class 4, which is just enough. So the troglodyte brute is dead. There's 1 troglodyte brute held, and there's the king. Right, Donard is gonna jolly well have a go. Ah, I forgot Donard has striking on him. Oh well, my loss. He hits armor class 4 with both, and he does 3 plus 8 damage is 11. It's down to 2 hit points, and the striking, well, he can't fail to get less than 2. And yep, and that's the troglodyte king dead. Okay, let's search his throne room in a minute. Right, we have cleared out this troglodyte throne room, and as always, we should check the throne. What do we find? The king is wearing a necklace of pearls worth 1,700 gold pieces. If the party examine his throne, they will discover a small box containing 6 pearls, each worth 5,000 gold pieces. A princely sum, even for a troglodyte. So this takes us back out into the main corridor, and we have examined this far at our usual stealthy pace, so let's just walk down there. And by the time we examine this room and get to here, that should be another turn, plus 1 turn for the combat. I'll roll for a wandering monster. Right, there is one. Okay, this is a troglodyte, and it leaps out at somebody. I'm going to modify this leaping with a surprise roll on 1 to 4, because troglodytes do have a camouflage ability. So that's surprise, and who does it surprise? We have 6 party members, and that's Liz. So this troglodyte leaps out and savages Liz. I wouldn't be surprised if she screamed, even with just fright. Okay, her armor class is 3, which is quite good. They have a THAC0 of 18, so they need a 15 to hit her, so that hits her for 1 point. She's a 23. And then it gets a bite for another 2 points. She's a 21. I have to say, being jumped from the dark and then suddenly having 2 claws and a bite on you, it's like being savaged. Right, so that's its surprise round. Is it fast enough to get another attack in on her? And it is. It misses both of those. Clearly this thing is frenzied because of its king being killed. And it misses that one as well. Right, it's our go. Walking behind her is Maridin and Sylvia. Maridin would be too close for archery, so he would have to swap over to his sword. Sylvia can try and get a strike in. And she fumbles. Right, does she hit Liz on the back of the head? Oh dear. Or in her shoulder. 50% or less she does, and she does 3 damage if she does. Right, that's 6, yep. So that's Liz is down to 18 with an arrow sticking out of her shoulder. Malin is in front of her, so Carrick would be in melee range. Donard would not be, so I'll have to do Carrick's nausea roll, which he easily makes, and then he can turn around and try and kill this troglodyte. It has 10 hit points. Well, and there you go, those are the 10 hit points, plus some. Right, poor Liz has to shake herself down after that, pull that arrow out of her shoulder, and promptly hand it back to Sylvia. What I have been doing is I have been counting the arrows that have been shot, but I have not been using any method of retrieval. So if you pull an arrow from a body, does it break? Or if an arrow just missed and bounced off, is it still good enough to pick up? Perhaps when they get back to the ship, I can tally up all the arrows they have used and maybe roll to see how many actually were recovered. I don't know if anybody else has a system for recovering arrows. But anyway, the party are here, and this stairway is covered with a mass of webs. They're impassable, but they can be burnt. A quick read. The corner of this corridor is blocked by a mass of webs. These webs continue for 20 feet down the stairs. The party can burn the webs with a torch or other burning brand. They burn at a rate of 10 feet per turn. Check for wandering monsters that may approach from behind. How will the party burn this? We have several torches. We can light one and spend 2 turns burning these webs away. Webs do denote spiders, so while Carrick is burning the webs, Donard has his shield up, hammer at the ready for any spiders. Sylvia is wary of wandering troglodytes, so she will be in melee position to see if anything comes from behind. Malin and Maridin are standing there. Maridin has his bow. Let's check for any wandering monsters. There aren't any, so after 2 turns, the party make it to the bottom of the stairs. what do they see? At the bottom of the stairs are two giant black widow spiders. Alarmed at this attack on their home, make a reaction roll for the spiders. They will either leave, be friendly, or attack. Right, and as always, how do you turn friendly into a reaction for a non-intelligent animal? So I have given three options here. If they leave, they run away. If they're friendly, they just turn and walk away, rather fed up. Or attack is still attack. So let's roll for their reaction. See what it is. That's 5. That's not good. That's possibly attack. Right, so Donard's definitely at the front with his shield up. Carrick is going to join in if he is not targeted, and everybody else gets their bows ready. And that's 7. That's attack. Okay. And the DM is also informed, whatever happens will have an effect on the room at the bottom of the stairs. Read ahead. Okay, let's read ahead. Map 3, the menagerie. And here we are. This is a large, single circular chamber, 90 feet radius. The floor is rock, and in the centre is an altar that must have been carved directly from a protrusion of rock that came up from the floor. There are two black widow spiders here who have retreated from the stairs above. Also in the centre of the room is an Allosaurus asleep, and on top of the altar is a large treasure chest and a hefty tome. The Allosaurus will wake up when the party enter the room and act the following round. The Allosaurus is wearing a large iron collar attached to a mighty iron chain. The other end of the chain is attached to a stake embedded into the altar. The chain will only become obvious after the dinosaur starts to attack. If the spiders ran away, they have a lucky escape and are too fast for the dinosaur. If the spiders walked away, fed up, then the Allosaurus will attack one of them. It will have one free attack before the spiders flee. If the spiders are attacking the party, then the Allosaurus will join in. It will then attack the party after the spiders are dead. So the Allosaurus will attack the spiders because they're closest. We have a spider attack. There is no surprise. Let's roll for initiative. We get initiative. Okay, Donard is gonna go for one of them. They have 13 hit points each. They have an AC of 6, so he hits that and he takes 7 off 1. It's down to 6. Let's see if we can get a couple of shots in, or 3 shots in on the other one. We'll have Liz, who hits and does 4 damage. It's down to 9. Sylvia. Well done, Sylvia. That's down to 1 hit point. And can Maridin kill the last one? Yes. So that is 1 spider. Sorry, I should have done melee later. Donard took his chance. Carrick was hanging around. His intention was to wait for the spiders to attack Donard before he joined in from the side, so he was holding back. So there's 1 spider left with 6 hit points. All of a sudden, from the middle of this room, this Allosaurus wakes up and gets on its feet, ready to attack. The spider has a chance to attack Donard. And it has a Daco of 16. It hits him for 6 points. Right. This is not good news. He's down to 30. He has to make a saving throw versus poison, which for him is an 8. It should be a 9, but he's got a ring +1. And that's a 16, so that part of the combat is safe. Right, it's round number 2. Who gets initiative? The spider does. It has another attack on Donard. Well, actually, I should have done a morale check for it. And its morale fails badly, so it makes a run for it, and this Allosaurus, just with 1 big leap, lunges for it. It only has 6 hit points left. Easily hits it and crunches and swallows that spider in 1 go. Right, now we have an Allosaurus. I'm going to have to leave this session here on this cliffhanger. I did have a bit of a technical glitch. The fight was going reasonably well, but I will start it again and play it all next time. And then I think we can also look at the treasure chest and the tome that's in the center of the room. Hopefully we will be able to survive this fight. And I will also then next time go into a brief description of the dungeon creation method that is given in the Dungeon Master's book. I've touched on it briefly. And well, let's see where the adventures of the party take us to next time, and I will see you then.